everyone, my name is Shauna in case you don't know, and welcome back to another video. When I get passionate about something and frustrated about something, my strong, firm, shouting voice will come out. And it came out recently, so let's talk about it. So if you've been a long-time subscriber, you may remember a video called Sea Lions and Such. It didn't have many views, so I deleted it off my channel, but apparently people like that video. In that video, I talked about when my big, strong voice came out because I was passionate about something and I needed to speak up and say something. And that was because people were touching sea lions, and I sort of yelled at them, but it was like meant to happen, like it needed to happen, needed to be said. Those people were about to get hurt by sea lions. And so I go on walks in my neighborhood. I have a decent amount of wildlife in my neighborhood. I mean, I'm not in like the greatest neighborhood for wildlife, but there's tons of coyotes, ducks, birds, owls, bunnies. There's some pretty good wildlife in my neighborhood. So the other day I was on a walk with my mom and my dogs, like I do every night, and I was walking in the forest park, which is where there's a big pond, it's where the ducks are, it's where most of the wildlife are. Well, we were walking down the path and I noticed some boys, and I noticed movement out of the corner of my eye, and these two boys were standing in front of the pond and the ducks were in the pond, and I was like, what was that movement? It sort of looked like something was flying into the pond. I kept watching these boys because I was like, something is not right here. They look like troublesome middle school boys. And my instincts were right. I stood there with my mom, with the dogs, and I watched what they were doing. They took a giant stick, threw it, it landed a couple inches away from the ducks and scared the ducks. So my strong voice comes out and I yell at them and I say, "Hey, stop throwing sticks at the ducks." Scared them and they went, "Okay." And they stood there for a while. So I stood my ground, I waited there, and I kept my eyes on them, and I stood there until they left that pond. It was very exhilarating to be yelling at someone because I'm very quiet and introverted and I never do that, but I'm very passionate about protecting wildlife. And if you do anything to hurt any sort of wildlife and I'm around, especially if it's ducks, because I love ducks, I will flippin' yell at you, dude. And then because they looked like they were in middle school, I was like, I need to find their parents and send their parents a message and tell them what their kids did so that those kids will stop doing what they did. Because I was wearing pajama pants and I wear this, a Christmas shirt in the summer. So what's the likelihood that they're gonna listen to some weirdos' comments? So I was like, I have no clue how to find their parents. I'm not gonna just follow them home because that's stalkerish. So I hopped onto the Nextdoor app, which in case you don't have Nextdoor, oh my gosh, it's a mess. So Nextdoor is the neighborhood app and my neighborhood has it, and it's a good concept, really good concept, bad execution. So it's essentially a social media page where you're supposed to help each other and talk about important community things with each other. And unfortunately, my neighborhood does not have good conversations on there. Whenever I check out the stuff on there, it's always like, oh my gosh, I found a cat, is this your cat? And then I'm like, that's an outdoor cat. And it's like, regardless of what you think of cats being outside and living outside all the time, you can't just steal a cat and take them to the shelter when they're an outdoor cat. It's one thing if it's clearly a missing indoor cat, definitely take that cat, get it home. But if it's an outdoor cat, just leave it be, you know? And there's people that are like, oh my gosh, you're using rat poison, you're killing rats and stuff. It's like, well, yeah, when rats are infesting our house, we have to kill our rats somehow, and some people choose rat poison, so it's unproductive conversations. So I go in there and I make a post. I'm very calm, I'm very relaxed. Whenever I make any sort of post online, I really have to calm myself down and make sure that I won't regret what I post after the heat of the moment is done. That's just my theory for posting things online. And so I did that, and I got it pretty good, and I was like, I'm not gonna check the comments. But then Nextdoor was emailing me with updates on it, and I was like, okay, I should check a couple comments. The first comment that I check was inappropriate. Children, be warned. There was a man who responded to my post, and this man said, if you see those boys again throwing sticks, tell them that ducks have big penises, because then the boys will have more respect for them and they won't throw sticks. What the frick, Oli? What do I say to that? Why would you tell someone that? I don't understand. What does that mean? How is that gonna get them to stop? Men don't just stop doing crap because an animal has a penis that's big. I don't understand. It is so bizarre, and it just reaffirmed that that app is so weird and not a productive app to use at all. So yeah, and I've been going to that pond to check and see if the ducks are still there, and I have seen the ducks sometimes, but I've been seeing them much less, and I don't know if it's because they're hiding, or I'm hoping in my brain that they just laid eggs and that they're just sitting on their eggs. And I also found a dead duck recently on one of my walks, and luckily it looked like a coyote got it, but I was like, if I found a duck and it looked like a human got it, I will get revenge for that little ducky. So yeah, that is all for this update on this duck situation. I just feel really passionate about it, so I wanted to talk about it. As you can see, I get very passionate about things sometimes, and sometimes I can be really like firm with what I'm saying when I'm passionate about things. Feel free to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to me if you haven't already. I promise on my life that unlike Sealands and such, I won't delete this video. I am a different person than I was 4 years ago or 5 years ago or however long it was. I don't really delete videos now, so you won't have to worry that this one will ever disappear. I upload videos 3 times a week, so stick around for more videos like this one, and I will see all of you in my next video. Goodbye!